from the factories of Asia to the stores of the West. Shipping is an ancient form of trade. It is also the most important way of freight transportation in the world. This kind of cargo containers, which can be faster, more efficient, cheaper, and greatly simplifying the transportation process, and boosts global trade by trillions of dollars a year. It not only promotes the transportation of goods, it also facilitates globalization and cultural exchange, and completely transforms society. Looking back over the centuries, since the invention of the steamship in the 19th century, the time-consuming and costly ocean transportation has dropped dramatically, greatly facilitating the development of international trade. However, the efficiency of cargo loading and unloading has not been improved for a long time. Become an obstacle of shipping. Cargo handling still adopts the mode of bulk cargo handling. All kinds of goods are scattered and messy, with different shapes and packing methods. Terminal loaders need to put these messy cargoes on the ship, which is extremely inefficient. What makes these work processes change? Let's go back to the eve of the Great Depression. The early 1920s, also known as the Mad Twenties. Wealth and opportunity seemed to open up to Americans. During this decade, the whole of American society reeked of money. The streets lit up the sky with neon lights. The whole society was swooning over new technologies and new lifestyles. Everyone reveled in the bubble of prosperity and the joys of endless madness. After all, the U.S. economy was in great shape, with inflation at 0% for 4 years in a row. 50% of the world's gold was in the U.S., and most of it was stored in the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. America made 85% of the world's automobiles. Hollywood, at its height, made 80% of all movies, produced 42% of all goods. When people are unprepared. On October 24, 1929, a day they called Black Thursday, after a 10-year bull market, the U.S. financial world collapsed. Stocks fell from the top into the abyss overnight. In 1 week, Americans lost $10 billion on the stock exchange. Crowds gathered in long lines in front of the trading building hoping to sell their stocks as soon as possible to minimize their losses. Banks were also involved, and most of their money went into the stock fund market. Crowds of people are lining up in front of the banks to withdraw cash. Factories are closing down due to the collapse of capital chains. Massive queues of unemployed lining up for free meals. The hedonistic roadside billboards have not been replaced. Many had to cut back on expenses and walk to find work elsewhere. The new Ford cars had to be turned into cash in a hurry. The Great Depression from the point of view of the larger history and evolution of human civilization. Every major comprehensive technological revolution has brought about major changes in population and resources, and then social change. When technological progress hits a bottleneck, economy will deteriorate, leading to a stage-by-stage regression in social development. Between the first and second technological revolutions, Second Technological Revolution and the Third Technological Revolution, there were worldwide economic crises. The economic crises occurred in 1857 and 1929 respectively. The world economic crises to the present time have occurred at the time between the old and new technological revolutions. The financial crisis of 2008, however, which still has lingering after effects, it was actually caused by the Third Technological Revolution, has reached a period of exhaustion. In 1937, a man appeared who was about to rewrite the global transportation scene. He was Malcolm McLean, a pickup truck driver. He was pissed off at the slow loading of cargo on ships. So he changed the wagon into a detachable form. The first concepts of the modern container appeared. After 10 years, the U.S. Army used containers developed 4 years earlier for Korean War supply shipments. Modern containers were used for the first time for ocean transportation. 1955, McLean purchased a ship and a railroad terminal company. He formed Sealand Services and experimented with new container designs. 1959. The first dockside container gantry crane, Portainer, is developed by PACECO. The gantry crane dramatically reduced loading times, costs, damage, and theft. By 2013, 90% of the world's trade was carried by sea. With 700 million containers transported annually, 500,000 are scrapped each year. The story of the modern container is a testament to the power of innovation and its ability to transcend physical and economic boundaries. Its impact is not confined to one industry, but has a global reach in ways we often take for granted, shaping our interconnected and interdependent world. The factory cuts down the steel plate according to the container standard, presses it into a wave shape with higher strength, and finally welds it into shape. The standardized production in the front. So the container house construction becomes modular installation. People could build their houses like building blocks, according to the nature of the site and their favorites. In the early 1970s, British architect Nicholas Lacey wrote his thesis on transforming containers into habitable homes. The convenience and standardized nature of containers makes recycling very easy. It also greatly reduces carbon emissions. "700 million containers are transported and used, and as many as 500,000 are scrapped each year. In Europe and other countries, governments have developed initiatives focused on designing, constructing, and operating structures in accordance with green building concepts to efficiently utilize the energy and resources used for buildings. According to available data mediation statistics, the development of containerized housing is increasing every year. What does it take to build a luxury shipping container home? Just 6 steps can be basically completed to see those steps. Step 1. Design the floor plan of the site you are allowed to build, either by yourself or by a designer. This is very important as it determines the efficiency and style of the future use of the house. And by designing it, you can utilize the budget to the fullest. Step 2. Find suitable containers. Most commonly, containers are about 10 feet, 20 feet, or 40 feet long, and each is about 8 feet wide. The height of each container varies between standard height, 8 feet 6 inches, and high cube, 9 feet 6 inches. Step 3. Follow the design drawings to build a strong concrete foundation that will protect the metal from moisture and animals, and bury the ground wires in the earth so that the house is safe to use. Step 4. Ask the crane to place the container. Make holes on the wall according to the drawing, repaint it if it is used. Install suitable doors and windows. Glass with thermal insulation function is the best choice. It also has sound insulation function to improve the comfort of living. Step 5. The next step is to decorate the interior. First of all, do the insulation, drainage system, electrical system, decoration of bathrooms, kitchen, living room, and so on. Finally, you can make a big mansion out of a small space. The rest of the work is to dress up this new house with decorations. Make a cup of coffee and start enjoying your work. Contain a luxury house. Leave me a comment if you have any feedback. Thanks for watching this video.